and welcome to another episode of Hollie's Hotspurs. And today I'm actually going to talk about a signing and our potential signing dealings in this transfer window. If you're new to the channel, please remember to hit a like on this video, comment what you thought of our transfer dealings so far and what you expect to happen, and hit that subscribe button. But before we jump into rumours, I think it's actually only right if we talk about the man we've actually signed. Now I'm definitely going to get his name right, so I'll probably just let him say it, and his name is
Pierre-Emile Højbjerg.
So welcome, Højbjerg. As I say, I was very shocked that we've actually managed to sign someone this early on in the transfer window. Normally Levy dealings, it's normally about 5 minutes before the window shuts, and then we get disappointed with the players we sign, but I'm actually very pleased about this guy. Now Højbjerg is deemed as a CDM. Now I know I have, obviously living in Southampton, I have quite a few Saints fans, and they said, Hollie, watch out, because I don't think you're going to get what you're asking for. Now predominantly he is a CDM, but under Hasenhüttl at Southampton, I have seen him wanting to play a more attacking role in a centre mid or cam position. Now obviously at Tottenham that isn't really going to work when we have the likes of the Celso, Dele and potentially the Dybala. So I think for me, I think he has definitely signed his contract under being a CDM and holding that more defensive role in front of that back line, because I think Jose has kind of said, look, we want you, but if you're going to play here, if you're going to be part of this Tottenham squad, this Tottenham rebuild, we need you as a CDM. And to be honest, the fact that he's also taken over Jan Vertonghen's number of number 5, which I know is very sad. I would have thought they maybe would have retired the number, but then when you think about it, maybe not. I mean, Jan has given a massive service to the club, so I was a bit confused on the fact why he's given number 5, but giving Højbjerg number 5 also shows that he probably will be playing in that more defensive role in that midfield. Obviously we've been crying out for a CDM for a very long time, especially when we let Moussa Dembele go, the man with magic feet, the man that just seems to pass everyone with ease. We've missed that holding midfielder, especially with Wanyama as well. Wanyama wasn't as good as Dembele, I thought, but he definitely did the job there and allowed players in front of him to do what they like. And I think that's kind of what we're screaming out for as well, so the likes of the Celso don't have to come back, or the Dybala when he does play, and Dele as well. So I think it's definitely a right fit, and I'm pleased that we've actually signed someone in the position we desperately need. I just want to point out Højbjerg's mentality. The fact that even in his medical, he wanted to win, or he wanted to reach a target, just shows how much he wants to win. I mean, take a look at this.
So it's about the power, not the amount.
What do I need to hit?
He's very good.
He's asking what do I need to get, so his high level of standards is already high. He just wants to beat, I don't know what it is, I think it's a breathalyzer or some sort of description, but there it just shows that he wants to win at everything regardless of whether it's played. He's just got a winning mentality, and we strongly need that. And the fact that he also captained Saints in a period of time also shows that it's just another big confidence booster, another big presence in that midfield, just to bring everyone together. And I think it's a perfect signing. I mean, I think there's a lot of Saints fans that I'm not going to say salty, because that's not the right word, but feel he's not going to be the man that we all think he is. But I think under Jose, it's different. As we know, Jose likes to play Jose ball that's very defensive minded but hits you on the counter attack, and I think it'll just work perfectly for us. And like I said, I don't think Højbjerg is going to sign a contract if he knows that he's going to be playing CDM for the rest of the season. I think he will. The fact that he also points out that when he puts this shirt on, he's playing for the club, and he will do with passion, and I think that's also something we've missed. So it's just another vibrant player to have in that midfield. Now obviously it wouldn't be right if I wasn't going to talk about rumours. There's been a rumour flying around today that Dybala wants to leave Juventus, and who's the first club that these rumours are mixed in with? And that is Tottenham Hotspur. Now guys, I don't want to burst our bubbles early on, but I was deflated when I thought that signing was going through and it didn't happen. I think maybe I was a little bit naive to the fact that Mr. Levy and the board would actually go out and buy a star player like that, and it kind of backfired when we couldn't sign the image right. So sadly, I don't think this Dybala move, this dream move, is going to happen, sadly. And there's also one flying around about Bale, but Bale's come out and said, I want to stay at Madrid, and if that means I've got to wait 2 years to have my place, so be it. And to be honest to Bale, I think his talent is wasted at Madrid, because he will just sit on that bench, but he's raking in it. He's laughing. He's like, I can get all this money without actually doing my job. And let's be fair, he's got a whole bloody golf course in his back garden. So I don't think his mentality is with football anymore. And to be honest, do I want something like that in my club? Not really. As much as it would be a fairy tale, I just don't think it's going to work. Obviously, with Højbjerg coming in, it meant that Kyle Walker-Peters went the other way, but I think it was a separate deal, which is why I know we all kept harping on it, the Spurs admin to actually release something, but I think that's why it took a bit longer. It was said to be a swap deal, but I think there was something different in the clauses or something, which is why it took so long. So yes, okay, technically we only got Højbjerg for a very small amount because of Kyle Walker-Peters going the other way, and the fact that Serge Aurier now is literally our only right back actually gives me nightmares. I think maybe us giving Kyle Walker-Peters to Saints will probably come and bite us in the bum at some point, but right now I think it's probably the best deal. We desperately need a CDM, but then we desperately need a right back. I think rumours Serge is going as well, but obviously I will not be able to sleep at night if Serge is left. And we still don't have a right back. Obviously, I don't think that would be the point. I think we'd definitely get someone ready in for when he leaves. But I think that's the next major issue is our fullbacks. We need fullbacks ASAP. Obviously, there is rumour as well with Callum Wilson. There was this on Instagram the other day where Defoe was having a bit of banter with him and was like, are you signing for Spurs yet or what? So I've always said I think we need a backup striker. I don't think they'll be as prolific as Kane, obviously, because I don't think they'd want to sit on the bench, which I think is for any striker. But for the likes of Callum Wilson, I think, and Troy Deeney, we always rumoured of Troy Deeney, but for me, I'd take Callum Wilson. He's a bit younger. Obviously, he's played Premier League football for many years. Obviously, Bournemouth have got relegated, so Bournemouth could do with some money. So I think that's actually going to become a reality. Callum Wilson would be good. Just give Kane a rest now and again. I think it would give Callum Wilson a new breath of life. So that's another thing that could be happening. So this new rumour that's surfaced, ignoring the fact that it's from the Sun, because I think we should just mention it anyway, and that is the selling of Harry Winks to Manchester City for 40 million. And there's been mixed views on this. Personally, my view on it, if we're going to look at the team as a whole, not the individual player, I think Harry Winks, at this moment in time under Jose, has been a crucial member of the team. And I think, if anyone, we know how much squad depth is important because we did really struggle last season. And I think to have Harry Winks available to play in that midfield is heavily important, and I would be gutted to see him gone. But on the flip side, if we're bringing in Højbjerg, who's predominantly going to be starting in that CDM role, is there place for Harry Winks alongside him or in a more advanced role? That is a question that I don't really have the answer to necessarily. We've also got to look at this. Obviously, the likes of Skippy coming through the ranks as well. Is this the right time for Harry Winks to move on to City? I mean, I've been told that Fernandinho this year at Man City has been playing a more centre-back role, so maybe that slot for Harry Winks to play in that DM position at City isn't as far-fetched as it is. But for me, I think, obviously, I love Winks to bits and he's Tottenham through and through. I'd be very miffed to see if he left. It would only be the fact if Jose's pulled him to one side and be like, look mate, I don't really see you anywhere else playing any higher up the pitch than you already are, and Højbjerg's my number one man. So it's up to you whether you want to be part of this team still in the squad or whether this is the right move for you. I don't know. I think personally Winks will stay, and I hope he does stay, and the fact that it's printed by the Sun, I think it's a load of crap anyway. But we've still got to pile on it and point it out. And the fact that City are after him does actually show Spurs fans that what Harry Winks does is quality. Okay, I've made many jokes in the past that he has played the ball backwards, sideways, more than he's played the ball forward, but we need to remember that since the past couple of seasons, Harry Winks has been playing in a position that is kind of new to him, sort of thing. I mean, there has been times when he's played as a CM rather than a CDM and just holding the play in the midfield. But it just highlights that he does retain the ball well, he does pass the ball well, and he's a tidy little footballer, and maybe that's what City want. All in all, the way things are going doesn't look too bad. I mean, I'm happy that we signed someone early on in a position that we desperately need, so that's great news. So I'm feeling a bit more optimistic, let's say the least. But to be honest with that, in order for me to stop drinking vodka all next season, we need fullbacks. That's all I ask. Just fullbacks. Get it done, Levy. Get your wallet out, mate. Flash it about and get us some fullbacks. But thanks again for watching. This is episode 2 of Hollie's Hotspurs in season 2. I really enjoyed it last season, so hopefully we can do the same again. But if you are new, please remember to hit a like and definitely subscribe. It really helps me if the numbers raise up in subscribers. I mean, we're nearly at 450, I think. So if you are new, please hit that subscribe button. Until next time, I shall see you soon. And always remember, come on you Spurs.